have to warn you before we begin. The annoyance level of this video is high, even by my standards. Let me take you back about 6 months. The outcome of the 2020 election isn't known yet, but it seems like Trump might actually win a second term. And the anti-liberty types, well, they're getting a bit unhinged about it. Remember this lady? Here, just in case you don't, I'll jog your memory.
Listen, kiddo, I get it. I don't like the two-party system. I think our country's corrupt, and quite frankly, I don't want to vote for Biden. It feels like voting for a Republican. But I'm gonna do it! You wanna know why? Because the alternative is a fucking fascist! A fascist is a fascist! Maybe we can have the conversation about dismantling the two-party system when a fascist isn't running! Maybe we can do that later, kiddo! Champ! Chief! Maybe we can talk about it later!
You're welcome for that, by the way. I still find it funny that leftists online call this woman a liberal. I am in fact referring once again to that video that I made, where what leftists call radlibs are actually just part of the left they don't like. But listen to her rhetoric. She doesn't want to vote for Biden because Biden seems like a Republican. She wants somebody further left. How is this a liberal? And of course, people like this are now coming back and saying, oh, Biden's actually in power? Well, the 2022 elections are just around the corner. It's too early to talk about reforming the Democratic Party now. It's too early to talk about the two-party system this time. These people are living hypocrites. But that's not the topic of the video. What I'm actually talking about here is, why the hell do these people keep, like, raging out in their cars? You've noticed that, right? You know there's a trend, right? Of these people who, you know, they seem to be pretty well-to-do, they're sitting in their vehicles, and they're just raging at their phones, and then uploading that rage as if it's somehow a normal thing to their TikTok accounts. Around the same time, when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, this woman put out a very similar video.
Holy you guys! I'm driving your car, but I just got a notification that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died! Could this year get any worse? Ruth, you just had to make it to 2021!
Holy shit, at least the first one, like, was not driving while recording the video. Christ! Get off the fucking road, lady, you're gonna crash. Oh wait, that's already been done. Are you ready to keep going? Or have you already clicked off the video? I don't know. I'm gonna enjoy looking at the analytics of this one to see, like, within the first minute, everyone just stops watching.
Fuck off to people that are pro-life! I fucking hate you! Why can't women have abortions? I just saw a fucking pro-life sign driving down the fucking road having a mental breakdown, and I was trying to say, oh, you people are you're so fucking stupid! Ugh! This sign said, I could feel pain before I was born. It's a baby. Bitch, I was born and I can feel pain. I wish I wasn't fucking born. Stop bringing these fucking kids into horrible fucking homes just because you're pro-birth. You're fucking stupid. And I wish I had been fucking aborted. Oh my god.
Imagine being such an actual snowflake that simply seeing a pro-life sign as you drive by causes you to go into a breakdown like this. What kind of a mindset does this person have to have? I mean, I'm not even pro-life. I'm definitely on the pro-choice side of that argument. But Christ, I've walked by like anti-abortion protests before, and I'm just like, oh, this is stupid, and I keep going. I don't lose my shit while still driving the car and then post it online for everybody to see. Oh my god, there's another. Please stop. Please.
I've just been yelling in my car for 30 minutes because fucking parenting is hard. It's hard. Because they're little mirrors. If I want my son to be a better person or to grow up and just be a good fucking human, I have to be a good person. He mimics everything I do. He mirrors everything. So if I have a fucking bad attitude, he's gonna have a goddamn bad attitude. If I say fuck, of course he's gonna say fuck.
Your name's Cat might be funny. I don't know. I don't really find this funny, dude. I don't know what kind of a mindset you have to be in to be angry at the fact that you have to be a good person. It almost sounds ridiculous to say it, but like, yes, you have to be a good person. Not just because you have a kid, though that definitely is a good reason, but for yourself too. It sounds like this woman has never once ever taken responsibility for anything in her entire life, and now has a child, and now has to learn the skill of being a responsible human from zero. The whole point of waiting to have kids is so that you can build up your ability to be responsible to the point that being responsible for a child is not nearly as hard as this. And it really does seem like this extended adolescence that all of us find ourselves living through right now. It's not conducive to learning how to be a responsible human being. This one just dropped, and my pal Nikoko on Twitter posted it, which is how I learned about it. All right, let's see what you got.
So fucking done with this world. I'm so tired of it. I'm so fucking tired of this selfish, idiotic behavior. I have 1, 2, I have 3 fucking inhalers. 3! And I also have to carry this fucking iron lung with me anywhere I goddamn go. Just in case if these don't work and you have the nerve to tell me that you have a doctor's note not to wear this. If any doctor gave you that, it's because you're that fucking weak you can't wear a piece of cloth! You're a fucking selfish bitch! And if your husband does that too in public, I hope you both catch COVID! I hope you both understand how serious this is! My 4-year-old needs me! My disabled husband who broke his spine in 2016 fucking needs me! I'm the only one doing anything at my house because they need me! And you're selfish trying to take me away from them!
So, my girlfriend does in fact have a mask exemption because she faints while trying to wear one, so instead she wears a face shield. And you know, that should be good enough for most people who aren't fucking insane. And I'm certainly not one of those anti-mask types. If you want to wear a mask, go ahead. They do work. But the whole COVID thing seems to have really hit a strange hysteria peak at this point. I think most people are fed up and done with following lockdown orders, and yet you have a separate group of people that are just screeching incoherently that you refuse to give up your freedom. And that is how I ultimately view it. Not because I don't think COVID doesn't exist or masks don't work, but it's simply that I won't let the state regulate what I do, especially when it comes to just normal behavior. I know this one isn't in a car, but it's in much the same vein. Pre-pandemic, nobody except the most insane would lose their shit at somebody else's regular, everyday behavior as they pass each other in the street or in an elevator or something.
You are a delivery person incorrectly wearing the mask inside of a big building. Is this incorrectly worn, guys? Is this incorrectly worn? It wasn't like that the whole fucking time.
My God. Yeah, I know you didn't see it because I cut it out in the editing, but I actually watched that 4 times because I was stunned. I think it's highly irresponsible to work people up like this. COVID's bad, don't get me wrong, but it's not this bad, alright? This is not the post-apocalyptic zombie virus. We're gonna be fine. Outdoors is a dangerous place, that's just kinda how it is. And no amount of government management will ever change that fact. And all things considered, especially since we've already had it, I'd rather just go outside without a mask and take my chances, you know? Breathe in the fresh air. This is another one that's not in a car. This one's from Charza Kitsune, a friend of mine. But still, it's the same kind of spirit, you know?
I need to go out to where the lost people are, to where the people are. Well, people can hear my words. They can be convicted by the Holy Spirit.
Words. This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
That's why I need to be here.
I didn't expect him to edit it. I thought this was going to be the original clip. Yes, she just screamed in the original. Don't worry about it. And as soon as we actually exit the car, you'll notice that there are tons of videos of left-leaning women who are just screaming their fucking heads off. And for what? I'm including this final one because, I think this is a woman. Is that semen?
We have got to get him out of fucking office! I hate Trump!
What the fuck did I just watch, dude? Up until now, this video has been about people who clearly have some kind of problem, and I don't mean the outward problem that they're yelling about, and how they choose to cope, which is by being somewhere, usually in the private place, but not always, and just screaming about it. And I understand, you know, sometimes a situation is in fact so dire that you just have to yell. I get it. However, usually when that's authentic, you do it in private, or you do it with your friends or your, whatever, right? It's during an argument maybe. Like, there's a bunch of different things it could be. If there's one thing that makes me think that it's fake, or maybe not fake, maybe just staged, I guess, is when they set it up and do it for a camera, and then take it and post it online. Like, okay, let's say something terrible has happened to you, and then you end up ranting for a couple minutes, and then afterwards you've vented and you kind of feel okay. All right, I understand. But if it really was some kind of emotional pressure release valve, why would you set up a camera? And then afterwards, why would you take that video and then edit it? Maybe you add text, maybe you add music, and then put it online. An emotional outburst that happens in that very second, I completely understand. But there are multiple instances in the timeline here where if it were truly just an outburst, rational thought should have taken hold. And here's why I'm saying this. This video went viral yesterday. I am not saying this to be heartless. Losing a pet is definitely like losing a member of your family. But notice what we're looking at, okay? The snake is not in its container. You can see the door to the container with the key still off to the side by her head. The snake is instead on the floor. She has set the camera up so that you can very clearly see the snake and her holding it. She set it to record. She gets herself into frame. She cradles the body of her beloved pet while crying, and then adds text and music to it, and then uploads it. What kind of person films themselves holding their dead pet and then puts it online for clout? I've known people who have lost pets. In fact, somebody I know just lost a cat. And they don't post videos and pictures of the fucking corpse. They'll post pictures of them when they were alive. Are we going to be seeing shit like this with grandmas on TikTok soon? With some 12-year-old trying desperately to go viral, cradles the body of their dead grandma while, like, angling the selfie? Oh, wait. Yeah. We've already seen that, haven't we? It was a big deal when... Was it Jake Paul or Logan Paul? I can't even remember. They're both fucking terrible people. But when one of them found the hanging body in the suicide forest in Japan and made a video about it. And it's like, oh my god, guys, we found a body. Isn't this crazy? Clickbait thumbnails, ad revenue. And it's just like, fuck off, dude. Is there even a scrap of humanity left in you? That is what a lot of this feels like, you know? Now, I get it. Like, it can be funny, okay? I understand that at some point there's dark humor. Like, the guy who uses those face swap filters to swap faces with a dead body at a wake, okay? On some level, you just must laugh at the absurd. But that's for people uninvolved to laugh at, right? Like, we can look at this photo and think it's darkly hilarious, but what kind of person do you have to be to actually snap this photo? In fact, maybe that's part of the humor. It feels kind of like social media is turning people into sociopaths, if that makes sense. That's a phrase I used in a previous video. I can't really remember which one it is, so I guess I can't link to it in a YouTube card. Oops. But yeah, social media is turning people into sociopaths. And I definitely think a symptom of it is that people massively overshare on what ultimately is public social media. I know it's like privately owned, but by public I mean like you can access it, right? YouTube is a privately owned company, but anyone can find your YouTube videos, so it is public on that level. And when someone has some private, intimate, emotional freakout and then posts it online, there's a shallowness to it. There's a fakeness to it. A manufacturedness to it. It seems like these people are ridiculously self-absorbed, to the point that, one, they cannot conceive of anybody ever disagreeing with them on anything, so when it happens, they freak out. And two, they're ultimately posting it for validation of their ridiculous state, knowing that most people in their real life probably wouldn't validate them. In the pre-internet days, if you were somebody who was a bit out to lunch, at the very least, the people around you would tell you that you were out to lunch. But now you can retreat into an echo chamber. You can find like-minded people who will tell you that it's okay. And that happens with politics, yeah, and it happens with fetishes, of course. But it also happens with strange things like the pro-anorexia community, where they talk about how being anorexic is good, actually, and how they encourage each other to be anorexic. Because it's something that non-anorexic people can never understand. It's like I said in my Consumption is Identity video. If you take a quality of yourself into yourself to such an extent that you identify as it, if it turns out that quality is toxic, it's going to be significantly harder for you to get rid of it. I think these people do have the emotions that they're portraying in these videos, but one, the emotions are absolutely being riled up on largely false pretenses, and two, they are completely incentivized to portray them in this way, to indulge in the loss of self-control. And you know, I get it. It's hard to stay grounded. Like, I've gained 3,000 subs in the past month, and I'm really appreciative of all you guys who are subbing and watching the videos and everything. Like, numbers for me are way up right now, and it's great. But I feel it in the back of my head. That whisper that popularity means that you are greater than what you actually are. And it's not true. But that is what social media does to people. I don't think that we're, like, evolutionarily equipped to deal with seeing 100,000 likes come in on something from 100,000 people. Or alternatively, to be cancelled by 100,000 people for something relatively innocuous, even if it's bad, but it's not like that bad. Social media has ramped that shit up to the extreme. And I'm not surprised people are just like collapsing because of it. Either they're collapsing from being cancelled and spiraling into a depression, or alternatively, they start getting way too high off their own farts because so many people like them. We live in an era where keeping yourself grounded, having some self-control, stuff like truthfulness and modesty and humility, these are all virtues that are needed more than ever right now. And yet they are absolutely the last virtues being cultivated by people who are going through, I guess this is the millennials' version of the midlife crisis, is the social media crisis. I don't think this is just an old man yells at cloud thing, though it definitely could be. That's a running theme of my channel recently, is that I'm an old man. But I think there's actually a problem here. I think social media is creating a group of, not a generation, but a group of people that are just straight up sociopaths, triggered by the extreme ups and downs that you get from excessive social media use. And while it sucks, and I recommend to everyone, spend some time outside, don't stay on social media that much. Still, it's still a lot of fun for us. You know, regular people who still have their heads screwed on straight. Watching these nutcases absolutely froth at the mouth over literally nothing. Thank you for watching, my friends. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to share it around and do all of the other algorithm positive stuff that the YouTube engagement metrics like. I don't know. Sub for more, or hit up my Patreon or Subscribestar if you want to keep it coming. And be sure to stick around, because I'm putting up a new video every single day. So, I'll see you tomorrow. I love you.